Federal High Court convicts Nnamdi Kanu for inciting violence leading to deaths of innocent citizens. Child rights experts advocate balancing attention between boy and girl child.
Birth registration is one of the fundamental rights of a child. It's the legal identity of every child in any country, including Nigeria.
Nigeria and Singapore are strengthening ties in technical and vocational education. Hello and welcome to the News Desk at 6 and News 24 live from Abuja. I am Mina Daniels. Vice President Kashim Shettima has commended the multi-million-dollar investment portfolio African agribusiness conglomerate Export Trading Group in Nigeria, assuring that ongoing reforms by the administration of President Tinubu will guarantee the company's investments. State House correspondent Abdulrahman Jabrila reports that the Vice President said the company's interests across agro-logistics, fertilizer systems, seed production and industrial processing, among others, is commendable and fully aligns with the renewed hope agenda of President Tinubu. He stated this when he received on a courtesy visit to the presidential villa a delegation from the ETG led by its Global Chief Operating Officer, Naren Murugan. The Vice President urged the company to explore the abundant opportunities across the country to expand its stakes in the country's agricultural value chain, particularly in boosting food production. ETG's Global Chief Operating Officer, Naren Murugan, said his visit was to inform the Vice President of the company's investment portfolio in Nigeria, seeking high-level alignment to secure government guidance and accelerate coordination with stakeholders in the public sector across all levels. He announced the takeoff of the company's expanded multi-million-dollar oil processing facility in Shagamu, Ogun State by the second quarter of 2026. Disclosing proposed investment pipelines and fertilizer blending, seed production, and integrated agro-logistics, among others. The company also disclosed a collaboration to establish centers of agro-excellence in 7 states of Kaduna, Ebonyi, Cross River, Ekiti, Jigawa, Nasarawa, and Borno to serve as regional hubs for the provision of inputs, mechanization, storage, and primary processing, amongst others. The Federal High Court, sitting in Abuja, has convicted Nnamdi Kanu, leader of indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, for making broadcasts that incite violence. The judge, Justice Omotosho, hopes that the sit-at-home order by the defendant, Nnamdi Kanu, led to the killing of Ahmed Gulak and deaths of other innocent people, as well as led to economic loss. Earlier, we joined our judiciary correspondent, Dele Atumbi, live to have a breakdown of the court proceedings. Take a listen.
And the jurisdiction of the court. And the second one has to do with the fact that that judgment should not be given based on his constitutional right. And he equally requested the court to grant him bail. All the 3 motions were addressed by the court, and all the 3 motions were dismissed by the court. At this point, Nnamdi Kanu became so unruly before the court, and the judge had no option, Justice James Omotosho had no other option than to instruct or order the security operatives to walk him out of the court. And Justice Omotosho did that because he realized that during the trial, Justice Omotosho had taken a lot of insult from Nnamdi Kanu. But that judicial officer was calm and he did what he should do as a judicial officer. And he now went to the issue of conviction. The first one has to do with all the 7 counts. The 7 counts, Nnamdi Kanu was equally found guilty on these 7 counts. And if you take a look at the sentencing, after about 1 hour, the judge now came up with the sentencing. And now Nnamdi Kanu had been sentenced to life imprisonment on count 1, count 2, count 4, and count 5. And on count 3, the judge handed down 20 years imprisonment for Nnamdi Kanu. And on count 7 is 5 years imprisonment. The truth of the matter is that Nnamdi Kanu has right of appeal over this matter.
Thank you once again, Dele. Now, child rights experts emphasize the need for awareness and understanding of the Child Rights Act. This was during their discussion on NTA's Good Morning Nigeria, where the experts stressed the balancing attention between the boy and the girl child and recognizing that while girls receive attention, boys also require support. Kemini Williams monitored the discussion.
Nigeria's Child Rights Act of 2003 and state-level laws align with international standards. Yet, millions of children still face significant obstacles to education, protection, health, and dignity. Experts emphasize empowering rural parents, especially women, through education and economic support is crucial to addressing this issue.
When a parent is struggling just to feed a child, so their focus is on survival. Now, when a woman or a man or a father or mother has that empowerment, they are able to translate it to their children. We keep asking parents in rural community, do this for your child must do this, your child must go to school, but if they didn't have that experience and they managed to get to adulthood through survival, then how do we expect them to translate the values that we are asking them to translate?
So nobody's talking about men. Personally, as I'm talking to you, if you go through the Child Rights Act, the first thing, even what she says while she was talking, is right to identity. Mm-hmm. I got to discover that my children's right to identity have been derobed, even as I'm sitting here.
Most parents don't follow up on their children to read. Like he said his father followed up on them reading newspapers. Now, you read your book, it's not your parents' business. You read newspapers. In fact, some people go on to allowing their children read any kind of things that they read what is not supposed to be for their kind of age group at that point in time. And as she said, sometimes they prioritize girl child over boy children.
The guest note, focusing on addressing the root causes of poverty and inequality, which often limits parents' ability to provide for their children's needs, will break the cycle of poverty and create a brighter future for rural communities.
But a country cannot rely on surveys. We need to have regular administrative data to understand how many children are surviving, how many children are dying, and the reasons behind it as well. So birth registration is one of the fundamental rights of a child. It's the legal identity of every child in any country, including Nigeria.
The discussion concluded that collective action is necessary to safeguard children's rights and promote their overall development. In Abuja, Kemini Williams, NTA News.
Through sustained women ICT empowerment, Nigeria is laying a solid foundation for a digital future where women can thrive, innovate, and lead. Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu stated this at the closing ceremony of the 3rd edition of Renewed Hope Initiative and National Information Technology Development Agency ICT training program for 320 women. State House correspondent Adeni Taiwo reports.
320 women strong, they form the 3rd cohort in the series of RHI NITIDA Women ICT Training Program. With the successful completion of their 3 weeks ICT skills acquisition training, they now join the League of Women who are promoting a shift in the digital landscape of the country. While presenting them with their certificates and starter packs, Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu applauded their determination and creativity, urging them to leverage their new skills for personal and societal development.
You all stand today as ambassadors of digital literacy. Women equipped not only to improve their own lives, but also uplift those around them. I am confident that the knowledge gained during this exercise will spark innovation, entrepreneurship, and empowerment in months and years ahead for all of you. I encourage you to apply the skills you have learned, pursue continuous growth, and mentor other women and girls to embrace opportunities in the digital space.
Nigeria's quest to achieve a $1 trillion economy can only be realized with a digitally empowered economy. So, the First Lady craves more digital inclusion for women, herself leading from the front.
Most of us, wives of executives, we don't even have the training all these girls have. So you are going to organize one for us. We have to create 10 days in the new year. So anyone who is interested that want more computer literacy, let us know in the Abuja sector though.
The future is the gig economy, says Director General of NITDA, Kashifu Abdullahi, as he reiterates the agency's commitment to sustained human capital development through collaborations and promotion of digital literacy in schools.
To use this tool as your gateway to the world, to use it to empower your families, to use it to empower your communities. We also want you to pass the knowledge you've earned to 2-3 women in your communities.
Thank you for impacting in our growth, believing in us women, and creating a platform for us to grow.
You've empowered 100 women today, but we are giving you our weights that we will go back and empower millions of women.
From the initial 35 beneficiaries in 2023, RHI NITDA collaboration has so far empowered 607 women with ICT skills, alongside other initiatives, including the provision of ICT community centers across the country. From the banquet hall of the Presidential Villa, Adeni Itaiwu, NTA News.
Early childhood development stakeholders are drawing up fresh strategies to support children growing up in Nigeria's conflict areas. The discussions took center stage at a national consultative meeting in Abuja, an initiative led by the Moving Minds Alliance. Ekene Ndulwe reports.
Crisis situations in Nigeria's northeast and northwest have pushed thousands of children into internally displaced settlements, cut off from early education, proper nutrition, and the stability every child deserves. Here in this hall, stakeholders are gathered around one mission: crafting bold strategies and securing the funding needed to support children growing up in conflict zones.
This is an issue that affects everyone, and no one institution, no one organization can do it alone. And so it requires government, it requires local organizations, it requires the voices of refugee leaders themselves, of displaced populations themselves, as well as private sector.
How do we meet the needs and provide the right resources? Financing is needed, technical support, resources, and right now what we see is a decrease in resources in the world going towards the support for children and in education, health, nutrition. So for us, it's really a time to come together.
By nurturing children who can think, adapt, and thrive, they say the country can raise a generation resilient enough to reject violence and embrace responsible roles in society.
When a child's earliest experiences are shaped by violence, hunger, or uncertainty, the impact is lifelong. Not because they are weak children, but because we as a system have not fully supported this.
As the conversations fade, the stakeholders are calling for stronger investments in Nigeria's young minds to secure a brighter future. In Abuja, Ekene Ndulwe, NTA News.
Nigeria and Singapore are strengthening ties in technical and vocational education following a bilateral meeting between Nigeria's Minister of Education, Dr. Maruf Tunji Alausa, and Singapore's Minister of Education, Desmond Lee. A statement signed by the Director, Press and Public Relations of the Federal Ministry of Education, Folashade Boriowo, says both ministers reaffirmed the long-standing relationship between the two nations and agreed to develop a new cooperation framework that expands collaboration beyond TVET into broader education and skills development. As part of his engagements in Singapore, Dr. Alausa toured the Institute of Technical Education, ITE, visiting its West and Central colleges. The minister also held further meetings with the leadership of the education services, where discussions progressed on revisiting the existing MOU between ITs and Nigeria's National Board for Technical Education, NBTE. Proposed areas of partnership include quality assurance support for 3 Nigerian colleges, strengthening the GEMSET initiative, launching a 3-year AI applications program, leadership development for institutional heads, and expanding train-the-trainer programs. The Federal Ministry of Education reports that these engagements come as Nigeria rolls out its new free education initiative across federal technical colleges and selected state technical colleges. This is the news at 6 on NTA News 24. More reports after the break.
Baffy Furniture's legendary final sale of the year is here. This festive season, enjoy extra savings on luxury and comfortable sofa sets, modern and functional dining sets, sophisticated and smart bed sets, and our royal collections. Classy, premium, and truly exclusive. Shop 10 million naira and receive a complimentary Daisy tea set. Spend 15 million and take home a 65-inch smart TV. Go higher at 20 million and experience unmatched comfort with our exclusive massage chair. Visit our showrooms in Abuja, Lagos, Kano, and Enugu, or shop online. It's big, it's bold, it's unforgettable. It's Baffy Furniture's legendary final sale of the year.
And the National Productivity Order of Merit Award goes to...
The only tomato paste manufacturer to win the National Productivity Order of Merit Award by the Federal Government of Nigeria, endorsed by the Association of Private Medical Practitioners of Nigeria. This is an evidence of 100% natural goodness, great quality, and great taste. So eat healthy to live longer. Use Arisco tomato paste and products.
100% natural tomato. Now one day, better food now.
Buy now and enjoy up to 20% discount.
Feel the power of precision, engineered to perfection. Every component is crafted with care, and each design is meticulously tested. From concept to creation, our engineers push the boundaries of technology, seamlessly blending performance and sustainability with a deep commitment to African ingenuity. Introducing the CNG Boss, a remarkable achievement in engineering designed to operate on compressed natural gas, a cleaner and more sustainable fuel alternative. At Innocent Vehicles, we proudly lead the way in creating greener mobility across Africa. And it doesn't stop there. From SUVs to sedans, spacious buses to electric cars, Innocent offers a wide range of models designed to meet every need. Innocent Vehicle, the pride of African roads.
This is NTA News 24.
Thanks for joining us again. In a strong show of solidarity and national concern, governors from the All Progressives Congress APC have visited Kebbi State to sympathize with the government and people over the abduction of students from Government Comprehensive Secondary School, Maga. The delegation, led by Chairman of the Progressive Governors Forum and Imo State Governor, Senator Help Ozodima, reaffirmed the collective resolve of Nigeria's leaders to ensure the safe rescue of the schoolgirls. Correspondent Abdul Jalil Mohammed Bawa reports.
Dignitaries from all walks of life continue to troop into Kebbi State in sympathy over the abduction of the Maga schoolgirls. This time, it is the APC progressive governors who condemned the act in the strongest terms, describing it as barbaric and a threat to the nation's future. They assured that the APC governors, alongside President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and security agencies, remain fully committed to strengthen national security and ensuring justice.
The governor's result is to pure behind is that everybody unity.
Even the delegation described the visit as historic. He expressed confidence in the ongoing effort of security operatives and reaffirmed the state readiness to continue collaborating until the students are safely rescued.
The security forces are doing to ensure that it's about
underscores the unity and collective resolve of APC governors in moments of both difficulty and progress. In Birnin Kebbi, Abdul Jalil Mohammed Bawa, NTA News.
A clergyman, Deacon Gabriel Oluwashola of Christ Embassy Ministries, believes Nigeria's challenges can be addressed through prayers and action. While on Good Morning Nigeria, he highlights the upcoming Night of Bliss with Pastor Chris on Friday, November 21st in Lagos, where thousands will gather to pray for the nation's transformation.
Today, we have so many things happening that actually require the power of God. We have those in government, we have the security agency, they are doing their best, but you see, everything that you see happening in the physical, actually has its root from the spirits. There's a spiritual path of what is happening. A man of God of increase will be praying, will not only be praying for you, he will be praying for your family members, and at the same time, he has told us that he's going to be praying for this nation. So I'm actually looking forward, because if you look at our nation, Nigeria, no Nigerian has any reason for even thinking of running to other nations, because we have all that we require in this nation. We have resources in abundance. Talk about human resources, natural resources, we have them in abundance. So we should have people from other nations coming to Nigeria to be part of the deposit of God in our country, Nigeria. So a man of God has said that this meeting will mark, a major time of transformation, not only for Nigerians, but for our nation, Nigeria.
This is the news desk at CSON NTNS 24. Here now is a recap of our top stories. Federal High Court convicts Nnamdi Kanu for inciting violence leading to deaths of innocent citizens. Child rights experts advocate balancing attention between the boy and girl child.
Birth registration is one of the fundamental rights of a child. It's the legal identity of every child in any country, including Nigeria.
Nigeria and Singapore are strengthening ties in technical and vocational education.
This is NTA News 24.
The Nigerian Social Insurance Trust Fund has presented checks totaling over 75 million naira to beneficiaries under the Employees Compensation Scheme, reaffirming its commitment to supporting injured workers and families of deceased employees. During the presentation in Port Harcourt, the Managing Director, Oluwaseun Faleye, handed a check of 54.6 million to the dependents of Depthwise Nigeria Limited staff who died in the rig accident in August 2023. The family will also receive monthly death benefits. Governor Fubara, while receiving the NSITF team at Government House Port Harcourt, attributed the success of the fund to President Tinubu's renewed hope agenda.
Organization who rises up to the occasion in the case of work-related injury, as these cases, where we're now compensating or paying the claims related to that work-related injury to the behalf of its employee.
This is one of the many responses that we get, and we believe that this partnership will continue.
Nigeria has to keep to our words. So we appreciate NSITF.
The NSITF team also visited Daewoo Nigeria Limited, where a check of 13.1 million was presented to an employee who lost his left leg in a 2022 automobile accident. An NSITF employee who suffered a workplace knee injury received a compensation check of 8 million naira. Oluwaseun Faleye said delayed claims often stem from late submissions and verification processes, but assured that the fund remains committed to building a world-class social protection system. And that concludes the news desk at 6 on NTA News 24. Thanks for watching. I am Nina Daniels.